Hi, I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on this late Wednesday afternoon, about 3:30. Stormy weather on the way, snow and rain. However, it's a little snow. This is going to be mostly a heavy rain and windstorm. Looking at Lincoln, no snow yet, but it will be starting shortly. And once it starts, it may come down at a pretty good clip for a few hours. But we anticipate a quick change to all rain in most areas, by 7 o'clock this evening, and that's certainly going to reduce any snowfall accumulations, which at this point look small to begin with, and we'll show you that in just a second. But threat tracker is elevated this evening and through the overnight hours this evening. Brief wet snow, some slow travel, kind of a little slushy, but that should change to all rain by 7 o'clock in the evening. And then for tonight, it is just heavy rain. Couple of inches, maybe more, strong wind gusts. There'll be some minor coastal flooding at the time of high tide later tonight. And certainly the potential for localized street flooding. We're going to be watching rivers and streams as well. In fact, there's a flood warning for the Patuxent, the Pawcatuck, and the Wood River. They're below flood stage now, but overnight tomorrow morning, they'll rise above their banks. So we'll keep you updated on that as the precipitation now just off to our south and west. Area of low pressure. You can see it across the Ohio Valley and along the east coast, a warm front. Quite simply, that warmer air is going to take over, and it's the reason why we'll get a quick change to rain. It's the reason why the temperatures will actually rise tonight. So any accumulating snow this evening, and there won't be a lot, will actually wash away completely. So we take this into the future. Notice by 9 o'clock in the evening, the snow is moved north of the Mass Pike, right up in here. This green and yellow and red and the orange indicating downpours and heavy rain this evening. This is around 2 o'clock in the morning, so after midnight, some very heavy downpours, and along with some strong wind as well. And then the bulk of this is actually offshore by 7 o'clock in the morning. It will be very windy and dry, starting off mild, with a blend of clouds and sun in the afternoon, a windy and dry day. A much improved day compared to the precipitation that we'll be getting for tonight. Let's first talk snow, and there's really not going to be much here, but there's a winter weather advisory briefly for the northwest suburbs, north and west of Providence. And quite simply, that's where the most, and even here it's not a lot, but the better chance of getting perhaps an inch or two of snow in the higher elevations, especially north and west of Route 295. As you get south and east of Providence, it's generally a coating and then little to nothing along the coastline. My thinking here is that this is going to have a real hard time sticking on the asphalt and the roads. It'll probably melt, so good news there, but it will accumulate kind of slushy on non-paved surfaces. And again, watch what happens when the rain takes over. This all washes away later this evening and during the overnight. That's why we have a flood watch. The areas in green, up to 2, maybe locally higher amounts of rain, localized street flooding later tonight, and watching rivers and streams as well. And the wind advisory for the areas in tan. It's essentially Providence, Warwick, Point South and East. A lot of southeastern Mass, southeastern Connecticut, the South Shore. Southerly gusts of 45 to 50. Could even be some gusts up to 55 miles per hour. So areas in this light brown could see some isolated power outages. And then there's a coastal flood advisory later tonight from 8 o'clock in the evening till 3 in the morning. Fortunately, we're not anticipating major coastal flooding. This would be minor coastal flooding. For tonight, any leftover mixed precipitation is switching over to rain, both rain and wind really ramping up. And note the temperature at 11 o'clock. It's not falling. It's rising at 43. And we're much better tomorrow. Maybe an early morning shower at daybreak, if that, but basically dry with some partial clearing, windy, very mild start, gusty winds, but dry conditions, a mix of clouds and sun during the afternoon hours. Temperatures cooling from 44 down to 39, a windy but dry and better day. So wrapping it up, stormy for tonight. It is mostly heavy rain, strong wind, localized street flooding. I'll have to keep an eye on some of the smaller rivers and streams.